there, this is Kristy Butterfield. Welcome to a session of metabolic strength. We will do 2 different sets of exercises. Each has 10, so 20 different exercises. We'll do each exercise for 60 seconds. So we'll do the first 10 for 60 seconds. Then we'll get a little break. Then we'll do the second 10 for 60 seconds. And then a little break. And then we'll go back and we'll do a round 2 where we'll do the first 10 for a shorter amount of time, but we're gonna add some intensity. So the second time we do the exercises, we're gonna make them a little bit more challenging. So what you'll need for this is just some dumbbells, maybe a heavier weight, could be a weight plate or just some heavier dumbbells. I've got a mat for some floor work. We'll do some body weight exercises and some with dumbbell resistance. So just go ahead and start to do some squats. We're gonna warm up the quads, pull back, and the chest at the same time. We're gonna start with push-ups. We'll get those out of the way early and go ahead and reach. Take some deep breaths in and out. Just start to get that heart rate up a little. Let's go ahead and bring the knee up. Warm up those hips and glutes. As we prepare for our first exercise, push-ups for 60 seconds. After the push-ups, we'll do a goblet squat. So we'll just be on the floor for one exercise and then we'll be coming up. So maybe find the weight that you're gonna wanna use for the goblet squat. And that's just a weight here, a deep squat, and a press back up. So something a little bit heavier for that. But first, come on down to the floor. Get ready for those push-ups. Start the timer in 3, 2, and go. Toes or knees. Can depend on the day, how strong you're feeling. Some days you can come down on the floor and knock out 100 push-ups on your toes and feel great. You can come back another day and feel really tired after just a few on your knees. So it just depends on lots of different things. The weather, how much sleep you got, your nutrition, your water intake, whether you've been exercising a lot, maybe overtraining a little bit. Your body is just telling you you need to rest sometimes. So pay attention. Don't get discouraged when you're having a day that's not maybe a super strong day. We've got about 5 seconds left. I'm gonna do one more and come on up. All right, I'm gonna move my mat out of the way. Get ready for that goblet squat. I'm gonna grab a weight plate. And this one is, I think, 11 pounds. So I'm gonna reset my timer. 1 minute of goblet squat. Just go ahead and wrap that weight right at the shoulder collarbone. And I'm gonna come down as low as I can comfortably. I'm able to squat fairly deep here. But if this is all you've got today, that's fine. No worries. I'm about halfway through the squats. I've got my feet securely under my hips, pressing my hips back as I sit. About 15 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to keep it on the legs. So, a static lunge, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And I'm just going to take the back leg directly back from my hip. I've got a pretty wide stance, so I'm going to come down and straight back up. So go ahead and join in. I'm not going fast. I'm letting the tension on my muscles remain for a good period of time. So I've really got resistance all the way down and all the way up on those muscles. Try to stay up nice and tall, upper body, shoulders back. Got about 20 seconds left. Straight up and down. Nice 90-degree bend in that knee. About 5 seconds left. Bring it up. All right, other side. Same thing. Other foot forward. Back leg directly behind the hip. Start in 3, 2, and go. Do whatever you want with your hands. I'm just gonna rest them on my hips. You can bring them out if you want a little bit more, but I'm good right here. Fifteen seconds down. You're about halfway. So static lunge, right and left. Then we'll move on to some upper body work. We'll do a bicep curl first. So kind of think about how much weight you want for the bicep curl. Remember, it's a full minute. So don't grab those 50-pound dumbbells. Got 5 seconds left. And up. All right, shake them out. Find your dumbbells. I'm gonna go with something a little bit lighter. I'm having one of those days where I don't feel terribly full of energy and strong today, so I'm gonna give myself a little break. Here we go. Regular bicep curl. All the way up, all the way down. One thing I see people do sometimes, bicep curls, is this. The old momentum swing. It makes it a little easier, but you're not getting the benefit that you get from the controlled curl. We're halfway. My lower body is supporting my upper body with soft knees, so I'm not locked-kneed. They're soft. My abs are braced. My tailbone's pointed down toward the floor, so I don't have a real big arch in my back. That helps protect the back. Got about 5 seconds left. Then we're gonna go into an overhead tricep extension. All right, so for this one, I'm just gonna use one weight. I'm gonna go back to that weight plate that I had before. I'm gonna set that lower body again. Soft knees, abs in. I'm gonna start up here at the top, and I'm just gonna come down and press up. Overhead tricep extension. You can see that I'm keeping my elbows forward. Keep them close to your head. This happens sometimes when you get tired. Try to draw them back in. Think about your biceps next to your ears. Elbows forward. Keep those quads engaged. Got about 25 seconds left. I'm gonna take off a layer. I know I'd warm up. Keep going. About 15 more seconds. Time for a few more. Down and up. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna go into a deadlift. So I can just keep this heavier weight as my resistance for this exercise. I'm just going to hinge forward at the hips, come down to about my knees, and then come right back up. When you come back up, push with the glutes, push through the heels. Here we go. Deadlift and up. Figure out the best way to hold this weight. And stand tall. Doesn't seem like much, but really what you're doing is you're working the back side, the hamstrings and glutes, your lower back, strengthening the posterior chain. There it is. I knew I had it somewhere in there. Got about 20 seconds left. I'm going to push up, squeeze the glutes, hinge forward, squeeze. After this, we'll have a chest press exercise. So you'll need to come down to the floor. All right, dumbbells. I'm gonna bring my mat and grab probably about 8 pounds for this. Lay all the way back and begin. So press up and open, press. Open up the chest at the bottom, come up to the top. You don't have to bring the weights together. I don't know why I do that. You can just come straight up. And you might think, because you're laying on the floor, you can't extend your elbows far enough. Well, really, this is as far as you want to go anyway. So the floor kind of acts as a barrier to pushing beyond where you should. Just give the pecs an extra squeeze at the top. About 20 seconds left. Stay wide. Ten seconds. We'll stay on the floor and rest. From here, we'll do skull crushers. So we're going to start at the top, bend the elbows toward the head, and bring it straight back up. I'm going to keep the weights that I had. 3, 2, and go. So again, it's not fast. I'm paying attention to the position of my elbows. I want them to stay straight up, stacked on my shoulders. I also see this sometimes with people, especially when they come back up, they're moving those elbows. We don't want to do that. We want to keep it right here, lower down, press back up. Just like that. We are halfway. You might feel your arms start to shake a little bit. As long as you can keep pushing those reps with good form, you should be fine. Try to bring your abs in a little bit. I can feel my back coming away from the floor, so I just went ahead and pulled my belly button in a little bit. 5 seconds left. And rest. And last, we're going to come up for our last exercise. Lighter weights for this one. This is a lateral raise. So shoulder engagement. We don't need a very heavy weight. And here we go. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades together in the back. Every time I come up, giving them an extra little squeeze. That way we keep our body upright. Keep that weight distributed between the shoulders and the back. So it's not all shoulder, we're supporting our shoulders. "30 seconds left. "20 seconds, starting to feel the burn. Just go to shoulder height. And you can see that I'm coming up a little bit faster than I am coming down. Controlling that weight down. 5 seconds left. And rest. All right, first round done. Go ahead and hit pause. Go ahead and get a drink. So we'll come back to those, but the next time around, we'll add some intensity. So we're gonna move on to our second set of 10. We're gonna start with a bent over row. You can use a bar, or you can just use dumbbells. Then we'll do some lunges, tricep kickbacks, single leg deadlifts. We'll get some balance work in here. Hammer curls, chest flies, plank shoulder taps, and a clean press. I'm gonna run out and grab my bar real quick. Go away. Still there? Okay. Just when you think you've got everything together. All right. Bent over row first. Now this can be done with dumbbells right here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use my bar. And I think I'm gonna add a little weight. All right, 1 minute, bent over row. And go. Hands are just outside my hips. As I come back, squeeze shoulder blades, and then come back down. Core is braced. So I'm going from the knee to the belly button to the knee, back and forth. "30 seconds down, 30 to go." Remember, this is the first round where we don't have any extra intensity yet. We'll do that when we come back to this exercise. 15 seconds. Make sure you keep the abdominal muscles braced so you don't get a saggy back. Keep it tucked down. Protect your back. And down. Curtsy lunges. So we're gonna go just one direction, and then we'll go the other direction. So it doesn't matter where you start. I'm gonna step back behind, curtsy lunge, and come back to where I started. Here we go. So one side only. If you want, you can add a knee up. We're gonna add a little bit more intensity the next time, so you can do this now if you'd like. Full minute on each side. We're halfway there. If this bothers your knee at all, just having that come back this way, go straight back. That's fine. Okay? This is just engaging that hip a little bit more. All right, other side. Again, you can just step, come back, return. Coming up on halfway, I'm gonna add that knee up, just for fun. Tricep kickbacks are our next exercise. So kind of look around, figure out where your dumbbells are for this one. Got about 5 seconds left to go here. All right, find those dumbbells. So I'm gonna put my feet about hip width apart. I'm gonna soften my knees. I'm just gonna hinge forward, anchor your elbows at your sides, and kick back. So you can see my elbows aren't leaving where they're just glued to my side. One thing that I see happen is this huge swing. That's not going to give you optimal results. So you won't be just targeting those triceps. You're adding a whole bunch of other stuff in. Plus that swing, that momentum kind of takes away from all that tension on the muscles that we want. Got about 15 seconds left. Here's where you're going to feel it the most when you're up, and then you just come down gradually, kick back, come down. Keep your head neutral. Couple more. That's it. Okay. So with the curtsy lunge, tricep kickback, now we have a deadlift. Single hand. I was like, where did you do that? Single. So pick a side, come down, and then stand back up. So I've got the dumbbell in my right hand, and I'm kicking my right leg back. Then I'm just gonna stand up, kind of do a little bicep curl. See, just like that. A little extra balance in your routine every day is great, good idea. Whoops, gotta focus. Focus on something, find a spot on the floor. And up. Just about 10 seconds left. And up, other side. Feel that in my muscles in my feet. 3, 2, and go. This one is more challenging for me. This is my dominant leg that's supporting me, so it's interesting. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. So I gotta focus a little bit more on this side. Again, you can see I'm not rushing through the movement. We're really focusing on balance, keeping my core tight, staring at whatever focal point I've chosen. About 20 seconds left. Really feel that hip on my supporting leg working. Focus. 10 seconds left. Hammer curls are next. So think about what weight you want to use for those. Find those. So the hammer curl is a bicep curl, just in a different position. So I'm here, like holding a hammer. Shoulders back and down. And we curl. I'm alternating my curls. You can do them at the same time. A little bit more challenging. Brings your heart rate up a little bit more when you do both of them at the same time. There's really no rest. On this one arm's resting while the other's curling. Doesn't seem like much, but it does make a difference. Especially if you're using really heavy weights. Which I'm not really, but it's okay. So what I decided is good for me today. About 15 seconds left. After this, we'll go into a chest fly. So that's a little bit different than a chest press. Typically use a lighter weight for the fly than you would for the press. 3, 2, and 1. I'm coming down on the floor. I'll find my weights. On my back. I'm going to start at the top. Soft elbows. And I'm just going to open and then squeeze. And I'm going to keep that bend in the elbow pretty consistent. So that really doesn't change at all through this motion. See? Nice and easy movement. Mindful, thinking of all the muscles that you're targeting and giving them an extra little squeeze. Inhaling when I come down, exhaling when I push up. About 15 seconds left. 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Plank shoulder taps. So we're back on the floor. Plank position. Right here. And you're just going to alternate tapping the shoulders. You're going to try to reduce the amount of swaying that your body does. Trying to brace, stay nice and strong. Really press into the floor with the hand that's supporting you while you raise up and tap the other side. Also, I'm pushing into the floor with my feet. So I'm really staying strong and kind of tripod here, as strong as I can and as flat as I can while I raise and tap. We've got about 15 seconds left. And then we're going to come up for our last exercise, the clean and press. Five, 4, 3, 2. Bringing it up. Clean and press, I'm going to use my bar. But you can use dumbbells. So it's basically an upright row. Then you pop at the shoulder, press up, come back down. And you can see how I'm using my legs. So this isn't just an upper body move. I'm using my legs. Especially here to press up. I'm going to catch and bring down. Make sure you get underneath that bar and keep the bar close to your body. Keep going, and I'm going to show you something. When you're coming up here and you're getting ready to flip, I see this a lot. This move is really hard on your shoulders. So what I want you to try to do is come up, stay close, quick flip. See how I did that fast? That way you avoid that move where your arms are coming too far away from your body. You're putting your shoulders in a bad position. Pop up, pop down. Couple more. Got one more. All right, excellent. First round down. So the next round is where we repeat those exercises with a little bit of intensity. So I'm gonna get a quick drink. And explain the first few. So we started with a push-up. So lots of different ways to increase the intensity of a push-up. The way that I have decided to do that is to add a row. So we'll be down here. We'll do a push-up, and then I'm just going to row. I'm really just going to bring my hand off the mat. And I'm going to try not to rotate too much. That's not a bad thing, but that's just not really what we're doing for this particular exercise. So all I really want to do is push up, and row. So that's how we'll add intensity to that one. Then we've got that goblet squat. We'll stand up, we'll goblet squat, but we'll add an overhead press. Then we've got standard static lunges. We're going to add some weight. Overhead triceps, we're going to do it with some pulses. Biceps with some pulses. Deadlift, we'll add an upright row. Skull crusher pulses, and lateral raise, we'll add some squats. So we're just going to add a couple of elements to each of these to bring that intensity up just a little bit. And these rounds are only going to be 45 seconds, so a little bit shorter. All right, so first, push up to row. In 3, 2, and go. So see how I'm trying to keep my body square to the floor. Try not to let the hips rock. They will a little, but just try to minimize it. And I'm up on my fingers just because I've got a wrist that bothers me. So I have a hard time being flat on my hands. So sometimes I'll do push-ups on my fists. Ten seconds left. We'll move quickly between these exercises since now we know what we're doing. At least partly. Goblet squat to overhead press. Find that heavier weight. Come down as deep as you can in that squat and then press up in 3, 2, and go. Press. Try to press the weight up and forward just a little bit so it's not directly over your head and especially not behind your head. Adding these full body motions where we're working upper and lower increases our intensity, our heart rate, metabolism, coordination, all kinds of good stuff. We've got close to about 10 seconds left. We've got a static lunge and we'll add some weight. All right, find some weights. I'm gonna grab 8-pounders. Doesn't matter which foot forward. In 3, 2, and 1. So 45 seconds straight up and down. This should make it just a little bit more work. Nothing too crazy. Unless you grabbed really heavy weights, which is fine. I'm coming down, up, straight up and down. I'm not leaning in to that lunge. I'm keeping my chest up, down, and straight back up. Both knees, my goal is about 90 degrees for a bend. I don't really worry about tapping my knee to the ground. Not necessary. One more. All right. Other side. Step straight back. Nice deep breath. Roll those shoulders back. Point all those toes forward. And begin. Kind of liking these 45-second rounds. It's only 15 seconds less, but it really makes a difference, I think, especially adding the intensity. About halfway. Really push through that front heel when you stand up. We've got about 5 seconds. Then we're gonna go into bicep pulses with back curl. So, whatever weights you had before, or you can go a little bit heavier, that'll even make it more challenging. Instead of just a bicep curl, we'll add 3 pulses to each curl. And here we go. So we're gonna pulse, 2, 3, all the way down and all the way up. Pulse, 2, 3, lower down and bring up. Pulse, 2, 3, up and down. Make sure you keep those elbows stacked right under your shoulders. I hate to say that I see poor form, but I do. And that's why we're here. We're here to help you with that. So sometimes I see this. Elbows aren't really even straightening and bending. Let's do one more. Overhead tricep with a pulse. So I'm gonna pick that heavier single plate. I'm gonna add 3 pulses to that overhead tricep press. And here we go. We've got 3 pulses all the way up and then a single. 3 pulse. That just creates a little bit more time under tension for those muscles. Press, press, press. 3 pulses and a single. Again, elbows stay forward and close. It does help to have a mirror. Kind of see what your body's doing. 1, 2, 3. Down and up. 1, 2, 3. Probably got time for one more. Feeling the burn in those triceps. All right, coming down. Deadlift plus upright row. So before we did just a deadlift, this time we're gonna add an upper body movement. So here's the deadlift. Then when we stand, we'll add an upright row, all right? Hinge forward, up, and row. That bar just sort of slides down your leg, about to the kneecap, back up, and then pull up. 2 moves together. So try to complete one before you begin the other. So don't start thinking about pulling it up while you're still standing up. So down, up, pull, down. You can count 1, 2, 3, and 4, if that helps. Down, up, pull, down. Good. 5 seconds left. We've got a chest press on the floor next. We're gonna add a sit-up. So, I'm gonna take 6 pounds this time instead of 8. So I've gotta sit these up. So I'm gonna start back here. 3, 2, and 1. So I'm chest pressing, and as I am, I'm coming up. Then I'm gonna come down, finish that move. Oh boy, press up, go down. I am glad I did not take those heavier ones. There we go, I just need to get a little momentum too. In this move, it's okay to get a little momentum for that sit up. It's hard enough. Press up, shoulders getting a little action too, up here at the top. You don't have to push it out overhead, you can keep them down. Just do the press and sit up. Either way, this is just a little bit more. And down. Next, skull crusher plus a pulse. So we did the skull crushers before. We're gonna add a pulse. Kind of like we've been doing for some of these other exercises. We'll start in 3, 2, and go. So pulse 3 times, all the way up, and then 1 regular. So pulse, extend, and then a single. Pulse 3, up, and then a single. So lots of different ways to add intensity to an exercise. You can add weight, you can add pulses, you can add another move, like we've been doing, adding upper and lower together, or like adding a sit-up, or lots of things. So get creative. 3 pulse, 1 single. And 1 more, quick, 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 and up. All right, last exercise. We've got that lateral raise. Lighter dumbbells. We're gonna add a squat. There we go. So I'm gonna lateral raise, narrow squat. Raise, and squat. Again, our goal is to strengthen our muscles, keep our heart rate up, build up our endurance, get stronger, get fitter. Not a whole lot of resting, so we're constantly keeping that fire burning. I think about it as a furnace. Want to keep it lit. We've got about 5 seconds left. And stop. Excellent. Okay, 1 more round. Quick drink. So, the first exercise we had in this next group was the bent over row. So what we're going to do is a bent over row with a bicep curl. Now, you can keep an overhand grip, bent over row, stand, and reverse bicep curl, which usually you can't do as much weight with. Or you can do an underhand grip, bent over row, stand, bicep curl. And that's what I'm going to do, that second option. So that's first. Then we've got the curtsy lunges, we'll add a hop. Then we have a tricep pulse with a straight arm, I'll show you that one. Then we have a deadlift to an overhead press. And a hammer curl. We'll add some different angles on the hammer curl. A chest fly to a pullover, so a different move added onto that chest fly. Plank shoulder tap, we'll add a push-up, can't wait. And then the clean and press with squat thrust. And that one's super fun. We might as well end with a really fun one. So first, the bent over row bicep curl. Start the timer, 45 seconds. Here we go. Bent over row. I'm gonna finish that move and then curl. Bent over row. I missed that one. And then curl. Down row. Stand. I did a deadlift, I think. Over and row. Stand and curl. Row and curl. About 15 seconds left. Then we'll go to that curtsy lunge with a hop. Now, if you don't want to do a hop, you can add some weight. Either one works. All right, so decide which way you want to do it. I'm going to add a hop. So I'm going to add a little bit of cardio intensity to this one, but you can add weight. So either way works. One side only. 3, 2, here we go. So I'm going to curtsy lunge, hop it up. And you can, if you really want some explosive cardio, you can go real fast. Add the arms. Okay, up to you. Fifteen seconds. 5 seconds. All right. Whew. That made a difference. For sure. 10 more seconds. We'll do the other side. In 4, 3, 2, and go. So here's just the up. The knee up. Like I said, you can have weights in your hands if that's the way you want to increase the intensity for this particular exercise. Or pick up the pace a little bit faster. Much more of a cardio move than a strength move. Just depends on what you want today. 15 seconds. 5 seconds. And rest. Good. So, tricep pulses. Take those dumbbells. Now, instead of bending the elbows and anchoring, we're just going to keep them in this straight position. So it's kind of lined up with my body. And then I'm just going to pulse. It's a small move. I'm only moving a couple of inches. Keep the abs in. Protect the back. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Arms stay straight this time. And halfway. About 10 seconds. Feel that burn. Keep those pulses small. 5 seconds. And bring it up. Deadlift to overhead press. So I'm going to take a single plate. I'm just going to add an overhead press. Here we go. So hinge forward, stand, and press. And if you want, you can add the legs for the press. Make it a little bit more intense. Just here, and down. Seconds. I think I just realized I did this wrong. I know how to fix it. That was supposed to be a single leg deadlift to overhead press, so guess what? Look at that now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and here we go. So single deadlift, overhead press. There it is. I didn't think that felt quite right. So adding an extra move here to that deadlift. Keeping that balance aspect. Woo. Focus. About 10 seconds left. An unplanned kick to the side. And switch sides. That was my good side. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2. And we go. Stand it up and press. Sometimes people think it's easier to balance with this other arm out. Counterbalance, I guess. I don't know if that really works or not, but you can sure try it. "20 seconds left. Feels like it's working for me. As soon as I say that, I fall down. 5 seconds left. And down. Okay, hammer curl, but we're gonna add a 45-degree angle. Find your weights. Just remember that hammer curl, holding these like a hammer. So we're gonna do one regular hammer curl, then we're just gonna angle out and go up and down. Then back to the front, then angle out. Do a hammer curl, just about a 45-degree angle. Move those arms, move that arm position just a little bit. It's a little bit different part of the, target's a little bit different part of the bicep. Plus it's fun. About 15 seconds left. Then we're gonna come down to the floor for a chest press to a pullover in 5 seconds. All right, chest press to pullover. In 5 seconds. Oh, sorry, it's a chest fly. All right, so we're gonna fly, pull over, up, and open. So again, those elbows are soft in both the pullover and the fly. Targeting the chest, shoulders, lats, all kinds of good stuff in this move. About 10 seconds left. Then we're going to turn over for our plank. All right, bring it over. So we've got the plank shoulder tap that we did before, but we're going to add a push-up. I know, I can't wait either. Here we go. Tap, push up, tap, push up, tap. Now you can tap on your toes, push up on your knees. Tap, and push up. Tap, and push up. Or just stay on your toes. Up to you. Try not to let my hips rock. Really plant those feet nice and strong, pressing them into the mat. 5 seconds left. And up. Guess what? One more move. This is that clean and press. But when we come down, we're going to set the dumbbells or the bar down and do a hip thrust. A what? Like this. Clean and press. Down. Bar goes down. And you hop back. Go back up. Clean press. Bar down. On the floor. Kind of like a little mini burpee. I'm glad we are only doing this once. Maybe it would have been better to do it earlier before you're tired. This is fine. Almost there, guys. About 10 seconds. Whoops. Mindful of that. One more. I better stop before something happens. All right. You're done. Put your stuff down. And go ahead and just keep moving. That last move, maybe got your heart rate up. So we don't want to come down too quickly. So we're just going to march in place. I'm going to heel jack out. Just swing my arms. Hopefully you added enough intensity on that second time around to feel a little bit of a difference. You can apply this sort of format to anything. Pick, some of your favorite exercises, between 5 and 10 of them, and go through them each for a minute. And then add some intensity, either with weights, power, speed, range of motion, add another exercise, whatever you want. And just see if you can increase that intensity for a second round. Let's go ahead and lunge side to side. Hips back. Stop in the center. Deep squat, hands down. Put those elbows inside the knees and just press back. Stretch out those inner thighs. Hands come down to the floor, slowly roll it up. And just sort of shift those hips side to side. And then roll up slowly. Let's go ahead and do a quad stretch. Stand up tall, even up the knees. So not up here, not back here, just right about here. And release. Other side. Stand up tall. Push those hips into that leg a little bit. You'll feel more of a stretch. And shake it out. All right. Thank you for joining me today. We'll see you again next week. Make it a great day.